humble beginnings plant the deepest sense of gratitude and an unshakable desire to give back. That, in a nutshell, is the story of our guest today, our Kulkarni, Karthick Thanigaimani. Growing up in Chennai, some family circumstances led Karthik to help his father with some odd jobs in their taxi service business, like ferrying employees back and forth to their workplace, including Infosys, Chennai. As he dropped them off, he quietly noticed how the guards would salute the employees as they walked in. Fast forward a few years, and there he was, walking into Infosys as an employee himself, the guards giving him a warm smile and a big salute. Moments like this stay with you. Life, or should I say work, brought him to Australia, and the family settled into a rhythm. And once again, a moment arose where Karthik felt a deep sense of gratitude and an urge to give back to the society. Karthik chose a path that many admire, but few choose to follow. Karthik volunteered to become a firefighter and an first emergency responder. For more than a decade now, he has served with commitment and courage, or do I say, climbing up the ladder. He shares an incident where he stepped straight into the blazing and devastating bushfires of 2019. Yet, he says with humility, the hardest fires to fight are the figurative ones, the ones at work or in life. That says a lot about Karthik's character. But his service does not stop with just firefighting. He contributes actively to the community initiatives in our town. He continues to learn mridangam, the percussion instrument, which he says keeps his mind centered. He continues to inspire his family to volunteer as well. And he believes everyone can contribute. And he shares simple, practical tips that can help all of us in every household to stay safe from fire hazards. I must mention here that we got a sense of Karthik's selfless dedication to the cause. As we were coming to the concluding part of the podcast, Karthik got a fire call, and he immediately took a decision that we had to stop the podcast so that he could go and attend to the call. And he also promised that he would come back another day to complete it. It is only apt that we release this podcast on Thanksgiving Day. We would surely like to thank such selfless volunteers like Karthik that serve our community. So let's dive into this uplifting and meaningful conversation with our Kulkarni, Karthik Thanigaimani. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Kulkarnis. This is your host and host, Sanjeev Kulkarni. And today we are joined by a very exciting guest, someone who is a multitasker in more than one ways, someone who fights fires of more than one types. So before I introduce and say everything, let us get started. Welcome Karthik to the Kulkarnis.
Hi Sanjeev. First of all, good, thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thanks for your time and thanks for the opportunity to have me here as part of your Kulkarnis. And I heard from you that it's the first year anniversary.
Yes. On the day that we are recording, which is August 24th, our first video was launched on August 24th last year in 2024. Today is August 24, 25. The day this comes out may not be that, but yes, we just completed a year.
Yes.
Feels special. To give you a background of what the Kulkarnis is, it's about celebrating the cool deeds, which is the Kulkarnis of trailblazers or people who pursue a passion.
That's good.
All of us have a passion.
Yep.
I can have, every month my passion can change, but that is not really what it takes to, pursue a passion and follow it.
True.
So it's about understanding from people, how are they doing it? And that also gives us an opportunity to learn about a person, learn about their life and learn about new passions that people have. So with that introduction, Karthik, I'll request you to give a brief introduction about yourself to our audience.
Yeah, sure, Sanjeev. Probably I'm just like another IT person. Coming from India, southern part of India, Chennai. Basically born and brought up in Chennai itself. I have not visited any other place. The first place that I visited was when I joined Bangalore in 2004, 5th of January. That is the first time. 4th of January is what I went to Bangalore. That is where my second career or second job started.
Okay.
I was like any other IT person. Then yeah, I spent a good amount of time with Infosys, probably like 18 years, I guess. And then I moved, when I was like in 2008, I moved to Australia on a deputation.
Through Infosys.
Through Infosys for one of the major customers that Infosys used to have or still having, Telstra basically. So, yeah, after coming here, I was like, again, doing my basic work, like contributing whatever I can do from a work perspective. Then when I moved to the suburbs, then something provoked me, like I have to do something for the community.
Oh, so nice.
Just a bit more background on why the thought process came was, when my wife Ranjini moved here, she was not like having any jobs or anything. She was struggling to get like job for more than, I would say, like more than a year or something. Then she started doing volunteering for one of the not-for-profits. It's called the Smith's Family. She was doing like an admin job and other things, and then that experience helped her to get like a proper job. She first joined a small call center, and then she joined I believe Infosys again, and then I thought like that has helped us to move. Her to move a little bit on the career. So I thought, why should not I contribute to something in the community that we live? Plus, yeah, we have got like citizenship and other things and all. We should be part of the community and change the mindset of what people think about immigrants.
Beautiful.
So I thought like I will do something. But yeah, that is the way I thought like, okay, I'll do something for the community. And then I don't know, somewhere I saw an ad for Country Fire Authority. I was first initially thinking of doing something as an administration job. But then they told like, we have a lot of people who can do the admin job, but do you want to do a real work? Like really that is passionate and not more, challenging. Wherein like you get into the field, help people and other things. Then I became a firefighter. It's been 10 years with the service as a firefighter, and I just recently got my 10-year service medal as well.
Wow.
So we get like service medals every 5 years. So for 5, 10, 15, 20 and other things. So I got the 10-year service medal. But that is one part of the contribution. Thank you. That is one part of the contribution that I do as a firefighter. But apart from that, being part of the community and being in Point Cook, I'm part of State Emergency Service as a first responder. Again, we have something called Good Samaritan, which is like we help the ambulance Victoria and other people as a first responder again, because I am trained in first aid and CPR. So I am a first responder as well. So for example, if there is a person having cardiac arrest within your limits or like within your response area, and if the ambulance or paramedics are busy, you will also get paged. And then you can go and do CPR or any basic first aid for them.
Wonderful.
To revive them from whatever the critical injuries or criticality that they have. Yeah, that's why I started. And now it has become like a, like you mentioned, like every month you have a passion. It has become a passion for me now. Within CFA, I have taken like multiple roles before. I was a communications officer within the first or second year.
CFA is the
Country Fire. CFA is Country Fire Authority. I believe I became a communications officer, taking care of their internal paging system and radios and other things for our own brigade. We call it as brigade. Like each and every unit is called as a brigade. So I took that, and later I became a deputy communications officer for the whole district. So
and a district is in this case.
So district is
district or?
No, it's called Western Northwest.
Okay.
So there are like around, I believe, I don't remember the numbers, maybe it's around 15 or 20 brigades.
For the whole of Victoria?
No, it's only Western Victoria or Northwest Victoria.
Okay.
Where we belong to. So we have like brigades like Point Cook, Draganina, Werribee, obviously Point Cook, then Melton, few other brigades as well. So we provide like, as a deputy communications officer, we have our own roles and responsibilities wherein we take care of few things.
Sure.
And reporting to our own like communications officer and other things.
Okay.
So I have been doing that for the last, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 or 8 years. And in the the last 2 years, I have been elected as a lieutenant as well. So lieutenant is nothing but like having your own portfolio. So currently I'm managing administration and logistics. So anything that comes as refilling anything from a supplies perspective or that is associated with the logistical part for the Point Cook Fire Brigade, I take care of it. That is my portfolio.
That's okay.
And I have like 4 or 5 people in my team who help me in running the show.
And all okay. I think we are straight away getting into Q&A. So I'll have to
sure.
pause myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, that's
probing you because I know there is more.
Yeah. So apart from that, I'm a part of State Emergency Service, and I'm a Justice of Peace as well.
Okay.
Wherein like pretty much I help people in attestation and other things. Probably I guess I will be signing more than 400 to 500 documents per month easily. providing service to people. Then I'm also part of something called Point Cook Action Group, wherein I have been elected as a president now recently. So I'm the president of Point Cook Action Group, wherein we do advocating anything for the local community from a Point Cook perspective. I'm also part of there are a few other organizations like Neighborhood Watch, and I'm one of the mental health ambassadors for Mental Health Foundation Australia.
Beautiful.
I believe, not much, but yeah, some of these things.
Not much, absolutely. I mean, what else is left? Only Prime Minister of Australia, but that let him.
But we will let him do. Someone has to do that.
I mean, if everything you do, what will others do?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nothing else is left, and that's good enough. But I know there is something else, and we'll come to that as we progress. That might probably be your passion, so to say, amongst other things. But we went quite into depth into a wide range of things. We'll try to uncover and get into them one at a time. But let's start all the way from the start, right? Growing up, you said you grew up in Chennai. Walk us through a little bit about your childhood. How was it growing up? Siblings, parents?
Yeah, definitely. My father was a public transport driver. So probably I would say lower middle class when I was born and all. He was a public transport driver.
Public transport as in bus?
Bus in Chennai for more than 20 years. And my mom used to work in a small leather garment factory wherein they stitch shoes and other things and all. So that's the way my early childhood was, in a small place, small house. Then I have one brother. He's staying with his family with my parents in India. So my father used to be in Chennai only. So yeah, he used to be a driver, and then when I was studying, he met with some accident and other stuff, and also we have to do some other work. Wherein we used to have also have a you have seen similar to tempo travelers that we have in India. So we used to have a maxi cab. So I used to drive partially as a part time when my father was not well. I used to drive that as a part time and then go to college as well. Yeah, ferry. In fact, I was driving for Infosys. So as a driver. So at that time, Infosys used to be my dream company when I was studying. And then that's why my early childhood was. By God's grace, everything was okay. But then when I got job into Infosys, Bangalore, I didn't see that much of that sentimental attraction or anything, because it was like another job. I came to Bangalore, I was working for Infosys, but
when was this? 2004?
2004, yeah. January 2004. 5th January 2004 was the date I joined Infosys.
Look at that. How well you remember.
But after 1.5 or 2 years, for some personal reasons, I had to work from Chennai location for more than a month. First time when I entered Chennai office, in back olden days, the security people used to, if you're an employee, they generally open the gate and other things.
Correct.
And then sometimes salute as well, or say hi and other things. That was a good feeling, when you enter into a company where you were a driver.
You were a driver.
And now entering into the company as an employee, that was a very sentimental feeling for me. So always Infosys has a very special attachment to me in that way as well. So that is the way my early childhood was, and the way I grew up and other things as well.
Wonderful.
So it was a good journey.
Absolutely a good journey. I think I believe what's the saying? Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. Yeah. So I don't mean it exactly in that sense, but when there is so much necessity in life, when you have struggled, put in so much effort, smallest of the things become so dear to us.
That's right.
I think for many others, getting a job into a company might not mean much.
Right.
But for you, it's really a touching experience the way you called this out.
Definitely.
So you and your brother, you're the elder one?
Yeah, I'm the elder one.
You're the elder one. Okay. How what's the gap?
Difference of around 5 years or
5 years.
Yeah, 5
okay.
years. Yeah.
So that means were you bullied? Did you bully him around?
No, I generally don't bully anyone. But we used to fight always. So that is always there.
Right. Okay.
So fighting at home, that is
Who would
always
start the fight?
Sometimes, depends on the scenario. If it's a toy, I will start, or he will start. It depends again.
Okay, but who will end the fight?
It will automatically get over, or the parents has to intervene and then ensure that.
Where I'm trying to get at is, were you trying to jump into fires by yourself? I'm trying to get where the mindset is coming from. Do you have this attitude of jumping into the fire or dousing the fire? I'm trying to
mostly I will just leave it sometimes. I will leave it. So part of coming to the actual firefighting thing, I douse the fire rather than jump into the fire.
Rather than jump into it. Okay, fair enough. So that was just a little bit on the lighter note, but. Sure. That's a fantastic, journey that you have just outlined in terms of growing up and starting to own that responsibility very early on, right? And it's lovely to see how that has blossomed now into you wanting to be responsible as a citizen across so many things. So let's take it one more step forward. How does Australia happen?
I was in Germany,
Infosys
Infosys. So, but I was in Germany for Daimler Chrysler project. That was one of the biggest projects for Infosys at that time. I went there for a data center consolidation project. I believe the application names was called as Impact or something.
Okay.
So we used to run from Pune and Germany, Stuttgart. Then they told there is a requirement for Telstra account. I was a DBA at that time, database administrator, and then they told, okay, there is a requirement wherein like there is a lot of critical issues. Why don't you go and have a look? So
when was this?
This is in 2007, end of 2007 or mid 2007, I believe. So I was working for Telstra account from Bangalore. Then I came here in January 2008 for the same project. So yeah, some of the people still in the account team in Telstra, they might recognize there are some applications at the time they were having like a lot of issues. I believe that was one of the initial time frame of Telstra account for Infosys.
If they search your name in the code, they can find it.
Maybe in a good way or a bad way, I don't know. Yeah, but still, like we used to manage all the databases. So I came as a DBA and then started supporting. So I basically, because of Infosys, I came here.
You came to Australia.
To Australia, yeah.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
But before that, you said you were in Germany.
Germany for a very short time frame.
Short time. Okay.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 6 months or something. I was sent on a short-term deputation, but I completed the work pretty early. So my client manager told like, you can go back home. So then I realized that, okay, if you're too smart and finishing everything,
that's also not good.
Not good. So yeah.
You know, my father-in-law was mentioning one story. In fact, I have done his podcast as well, and he was sitting there. I was sitting here when he said this. But he was talking about his experience when he actually by training and profession he's a scientist.
Oh, okay.
But then took a break, got into the IT world because the IT world was booming, right? In the 90s and so he got into the IT project, and this was for one of the companies which had an Australian arm. So it's digital equipment deck, which had an Australian arm here, and they had an R&D center, and they decided that they want to move their work back. So they come as a team, and they had painted a huge picture saying, oh, there's a lot of handover you have to take, and you'll need about 4 months, and so on and so forth. So they're prepared and come that way. This is in Gold Coast.
Okay. Good location.
Yeah, they arrive and they realize in 15 days everything is done.
Okay.
So then he asked his boss, what do you want us to do? He was like, boss, you're in Gold Coast. Just enjoy. So then that's
a good location.
Actually, just had a good vacation as an entire team because nothing to do.
Paid vacation. That's good. And it's a good location as well, Gold Coast.
So just a funny side anecdote to the point that yes, we should not be too smart. If you have put X amount of time, just take that time gradually and finish in that time frame. Okay. So that is how your Germany visit got cut short.
That's right. Yeah. And then I came here, but I came here for 6 months. Yeah, but it's quite a good journey so far.
Absolutely. It's been what now, close to 20 years?
No, not 12, 14 years, I believe. 15 years now.
Oh,
yeah, no, 16, 2008, 16 years now. 16, 17 years now.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, 17 years.
Coming close
that's
to
correct, 20,
close to the 20-year mark.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And on the personal side, so when does marriage happen?
I guess in 2009.
You guess?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
No, 2nd September.
Should I quiz you more on that? Or?
No, it's okay. I do remember the date.
Okay.
Yeah, 2nd September 2009. I got married.
Good with dates, huh?
Yeah. So good with the dates. I can't forget some dates. And I'm good with numbers also. Some of the numbers I remember. Yeah, 2nd September 2009 is when I got married.
So I just want to remind you that's in a week from now.
Yeah, that's why I'm just keeping a tab on it so that I won't. I have set up a reminder as well.
Yeah, because look, you may be very good with dousing fires, actual fires, dousing digital fires. Yeah. But there are some fires I'm sure even you can't douse.
That's why I don't. I mentioned about some dates, right? I can't really forget about some dates.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So that is the time we got married, and she came here in 2009 itself. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And that's the journey that you called out that,
Correct.
Early on, it was always a bit difficult, I guess.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So now let's get into a few things because I've really not met or interacted with a firefighter, right? There is always this image that is built around a firefighter, and there is and I'm sure it's a very good image, but there's a lot of hype. So de-hype this for us. Help us understand what does a, I don't want to say day in the life because it's not something that you want to go in and do every day. This is about when you get called, right?
Yep.
What does it look like? And I believe all of you are volunteers as well. So that's also another very interesting aspect to understand.
Correct.
How does that aspect work?
Yeah, so I'll probably give a background about CFA, and we also have something called, back in the days, it was called as Metropolitan Fire Brigade, and now it's called as Fire Rescue Victoria. So there are like two, I would not say, two companies or it's two arms basically. So Fire Rescue Victoria is more about career staff who get paid for whatever they do, and CFA, Country Fire Authority, it's all volunteers.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to the training that we go through or like the kind of jobs we respond, it's pretty much the same. So as you rightly mentioned, yes, we are all volunteers, and then how it looks like. It can be any time of the day, any time you might be anywhere or doing whatever you want. But our being a volunteer, our response time is 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
You have to be at the site.
At the station.
At the station.
At the station. Yeah, and so we have to have the truck responding within 4 to 5 minutes. Some cases it is 6 minutes. So, but we should have an appliance responding within 4 to 5 minutes because I'm part of SCS as well. I'll come to that. But CFA, as you know, it's more critical because it's fire. It can spread quite quickly.
Correct.
So the career staff, for example, in our case in Point Cook, they are stationed there. They work, that is their office, they work from there. So their response time is around 60 to 90 seconds. They have to respond within that time.
So and respond is what? Like that means there is a call that comes, an emergency
correct,
call.
Yeah, that's right.
And you have to accept it, respond it, and say that this is what you're doing.
That's correct. So we will respond saying that, okay, we call it as FireCom. That's a 000 operator. So what happens is when someone calls 000, it asks for whether it's fire, ambulance, or police.
Correct.
So if it's fire, the call will get diverted to that particular operator. They will have a CAD system in their computers. Depending on the location, they say these are the appliances that has to respond, depending on what kind of job it is. And we respond to anything like, apart from the fires, people think that firefighters respond only for fires, but we respond to everything actually, because we are one of the first responders. Nowadays, some of the firefighters, we do respond to CPR and like if the paramedics are, yeah, so it's recent work agreement that has come and we get trained on that. So,
and is that because you have this ability to respond so fast? Why does that come to you?
Yeah, the response time is faster. So for example, if paramedics are busy, we also get paged so that we respond, and then if they don't want, they will cancel. So that's what the mindset of people is. Firefighters, they do respond only to fires, but
you fight all types of
fires, like bush fires or structural fires in the sense like house fires and other things. And we also respond to things like accidents, like rescue as well as wash away or cleanups or whatever it is.
Right.
When I say wash away, like because of an accident, there might be debris and other things left out, or fuel and other things. So we do respond to that.
You have to check.
Yeah, cleaning, basically cleaning. And also if there is a gas leak, we do respond. More from a fire perspective, we go and see whether it's safe or not. And things.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so we do respond to pretty much a lot of other things. Yeah, and when you ask me whether it's a tough job, it is like any other job. I call it as a job because still like we are doing something. It is tough. Like there are, and each fire is different. I will not say like all the fires are same because unless you go and see what's happening, you don't know what's there.
Know what it is.
So that is where like when we respond, when we are in the truck, unless I am a driver, if I am a driver, my job is just to concentrate on the driving, like on the road. If I'm a crew leader, then I have to think about what will be happening there or what could be the scenario.
And at any given day, you can be anything?
Yeah, it can be anything.
Because you're a volunteer.
That's correct, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can be anything. I'm a truck driver as well, but if there is a senior person who can go with lights and sirens or something, I will leave it to him to drive the truck. And if I'm in the front seat, that is crew leader, depending on the kind of job we do, the size up, we call it a size up, which is nothing but, in our IT terms, it's like planning. What will be there? What kind of scenario I can face there?
And this is you contemplating all this based on some experience, or you're now starting to, in other words, do you have any kind of eyes on the site? Could be a drone or whatever, but do you have any?
We don't have that kind of advanced facility. But in suburban areas like this, we get paged what kind of job it is. And it will also tell us the address of the issue or whatever it is. And then we can ask further information if the 000 caller provides that information. Otherwise, it's pretty much, you think what it could be based on your experience.
Based on the experience, correct.
So for example, again, because of responding to so many jobs locally, I know some streets name, some locations by heart. And so I know like some locations, what kind of problem it would be. Say for example, the RAF base in Laverton, it's in our support area, RAF base in Laverton and Williams Landing. So both are our support areas. So we know what kind of calls it would be and what kind of exposures we might be seeing, whether it can be an aviation or it can be asbestos or anything like that.
Right.
But again, those, whatever we face, like there is like proper, self-care plus also care given by CFA to ensure that we do the job in the right way.
So since we are on this point and you're calling this out, so when you step out on a truck, is a truck typically can cater to at least 90-95% of the types of fires that are out there?
Yeah, majority of them.
Majority of them,
yeah. So
okay.
some of the trucks can carry around 3,000 to 4,000 liters of water. But when it's a big job, like you don't know what it is. Say, for example, we might respond to a grass fire in saltwater, like in a bushland area. We know how much time it will take to fully empty the water. That is where, like, if there is no water access points or anything, like we get asked for more trucks, basically, which can supply or provide water to us.
So, sorry, this might sound like a silly question, but I'm asking this in all honesty. A lot of our understanding of skills of this nature or services of this nature sadly depends on what we learn by movies and everything that we see, right? And invariably we'll see one dashing, daring fireman or a fire person just jumping into the fire and all that. As educators, are you trained that way? Are you supposed to jump into that?
So definitely we are trained actually. So for example, we have like different qualifications. So one is like bushfire or like wildfire firefighter. Wildfire firefighter is nothing but who can support or like go and fight fires in the bush areas.
But on the ground, or you come the aerial?
No, on the ground only. Aerial is also there. Aerial support is there, but there is a separate qualification for that. But for the structure fires, yes, we do get trained more because there is more strenuous, and getting into the structure, you need a different kind of gear. Plus, as I mentioned, like self-safety is important. So, like we use breathing apparatus, which is a fresh oxygen cylinder to avoid us exposed to all the smoke and other things and all. So we do get trained for everything. And apart from like whatever we do from a fire's perspective, we do have trainings every week. Pretty much every week we do have trainings, and it happens on a weekday.
For like some skills you kind of
it's just a skills maintenance, right? Basically. So every Tuesday, like for example, in case of Point Cook, each brigade runs it on a different day, which is suitable for majority of the members. In our case, it's on Tuesdays, so we do have like training every Tuesday. It goes from evening 7 till like 9:30 or 10 or whatever it is. Depends on like what kind of drills or what kind of training that we are doing.
Wow.
So we do that every Tuesdays, and once in a month we participate in something called Sunday roasters, wherein we do all the maintenance plus taking the truck for a drive, or like doing some upskilling and other things. So there are like these are like standard trainings that happens. Let's say if you want to like acquire a new skill per se, for example. So now I recently did one course called, it is part of like next level crew leader, but for that I need to understand more about, the course name is called as suppress wildfires. It is like getting more information around how the wildfires react depending on the weather, topography and other things. So that was like a 3 or 4 weekend course actually.
Okay.
So those kind of skills maintenance we do, or upskilling we do, if you want to get into the next level of thing.
Wonderful.
Next level of basically get more skills, like how we do in IT, like regular training and keep upskill. Correct. So that is what it is.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. And just help us understand in terms of some numbers, right? So how many such incidents actually do happen?
I mean, see, number of calls wise, it depends on again sub area.
Because it can be anything. It can be anything.
Yeah. So we generally like from Point Cook. This time we responded to around 298 calls to be specific. In a year.
That's almost
one per day. And I guess I have responded to at least I don't know, maybe more than 100 in the last 1 year.
My goodness.
And it can be at any time of the day. It could be like when I'm having my dinner.
Yeah.
Or with kids.
Or have to come.
Correct. Yeah. Maybe it is in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock or 3 in the morning as well.
And there's so many questions I want to ask now, so I'll probably I might skip a few because it's getting so interesting. So when you say that, right, what is the first rule for you as a volunteer? You have to say yes.
Need not be.
How do you take that call?
Yeah, see, obviously, that's what we say to any volunteers. Obviously, first is family or work. That's what comes first. Next is anything about the community or the volunteering. But I can say no as well. But we have like a minimum commitment that we want to provide, because like the government is spending some money on getting the gear and other things. Correct. And training and other stuff, and also there is a minimum basic amount of calls that we need to attend. Other things are there, but I can say no as well. If I'm busy with work, or like if I'm busy with family doing something, I will say no. Depends on the situation.
Correct. So there's 298 and you have responded to 100.
More than 170. I guess 170. I don't remember the numbers, but I responded.
And what's the average time that goes into this? I know I'm deliberately saying average, but if you can give two extremes, that will help as well.
Some calls will be only for 1 hour. Some calls will be for 4 or 5 hours as well.
Oh, that's exhausting.
That's right. And it's the same thing with SCS also. Like the calls that we go, it can be anything from 2 to 3 hours or 4 to 5 hours as well. If you go for a land search or something, you can go for the half a day or more than that as well.
If you go for what search?
Land search in the sense if there is a person missing or something.
Right.
SCS, State Emergency Service, provide resources to assist VICPOL or police in order to do that. So we do that as well.
Wow. I know these would be sensitive points, but with whatever sensitivity restraint that you can.
That's what I'm trying to say in like a bit high level.
Understand. But anything that strikes out that you want to share or feel like sharing?
Yeah, I mean, see, there are a lot of incidents like see again, some of the as I mentioned, we respond to accidents and other things as well. Some of them are a bit traumatic. It will come to you at a later stage. It can be the next day or like after 1 year as well. So it requires some amount of strength and commitment sort of thing. But saying all those things, if there is something, if you're not feeling good about it, there's a lot of support available from government, like similar to what we have, like employee assistance program.
Trauma, right? This is serious next level trauma for
correct, you. Yeah. So they do have like all kind of support and other things. And the good thing is, if you have attended a major incident, definitely the commander or the captain or someone will call you to check how you're feeling, are you okay, and then offer those support and other things and all. So in that way, it is quite good.
But this is something that you're doing is awesome. It's an amazing service in itself. But at the end of the day, this is volunteering, and you have a day job, right? How does a day job look at all this? For example, if you have, ignore the part that, you might have had a 5-hour nighter and maybe you can work from home, take a sick leave. But in a worst case scenario, if a firefighter has actually seen death or has seen something extremely traumatizing in that sense, how does your workplace see it?
I guess
so that's a different thing altogether, right?
See, that's a good question, because see, from workplace perspective also, like they have all this support and other things, right? So they do provide that. And saying that, like wherever I have worked so far, like I tell them in advance that I'm doing this kind of role. So there will be cases wherein like I have to take leave or something like that and then go. But again, work comes first. Yeah. That's what is paying the mortgage and other things. Correct. So obviously, that is first. Without that, we can't run the family. So obviously, I give importance to work and family first, and then obviously all these things will come.
Because where I'm coming from is, yes, our workplace do have employee assistance programs of sorts, etc. But that is anyways designed for. I mean, while they don't say it in as many terms, but it is designed more for trauma that might come to you because of the work.
Correct. Yeah.
But if the source of trauma is something else altogether, then...
Yeah. I mean, again, I have not utilized any of those touchwoods so far.
You have been able to manage it yourself.
Manage it, but like, if I have to utilize, I will use something from the CFA or SCS kind of programs.
Rather than the work.
Yeah, so... Like,
But in a nutshell, if you are saying that, your workplaces have been pretty understanding of...
so far, my managers are good.
And I'm sure they'll see it with a sense of awe and respect.
Correct. That's right. Yeah, it's quite good so far. Yeah.
But I still want to stick on the point of trauma for a minute, if you don't mind. How do you deal with that? What do you do? Is there... ignore what support services you get, but I'm sure there is a stronger internal support service that you tap on.
Yeah. Maybe because of like whatever I have seen in the childhood and other things has shaped me like this. But also, I do face some... like some things will flash my mind when I'm crossing that area and other things, but I try to like divert myself with other things by either like listening to music or me and my elder one, we are learning mridangam, like one of the percussion
instruments. I told you there's something you've not touched upon.
So like correct. So those are some of the avenues to divert yourself, and that's the same thing with everyone, right? If you're not doing this, if you have some kind of trauma or anything coming, being a mental health ambassador, that's what I would say. Like if you're facing something like that, divert your mind to something that you like or that will completely move you away from a particular topic to another one. That is what I do. And to be honest, like I sometimes keep myself occupied with so many other stuff. If not on the community, I'll be doing something in my backyard or something. So that
means you're still able to find time for all this?
Sometimes I do, because again, I told you, right, office work is one thing, but homework is also important.
So when did you sleep last? Like 4 days ago?
I don't know. I did sleep.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I did sleep.
You find time?
I got an opportunity to sleep, yes.
How?
That's what, like, I don't know, somehow I try to manage the time. But yeah, sometimes I told you about, I get calls around 2 or 3 in the morning. At the time when you turn out for a call, even though, let's not take the worst case scenario, it might be like only 10 minutes call, but your sleep will be impacted.
Absolutely.
Because once you come back, you won't be able to get sleep immediately. So those kind of constraints are there. But so far, I'm able to manage. So I would say
everything you tell me leads me to another question. So now the thing that is running in my head is, I don't want to go to the extreme extent of saying insomnia, but clearly this will impact the rhythm. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
So again, two-part question. What does a CFA say, and what does Karthik say in terms of how you put your mind to rest and get back into the sleep mode? Because obviously, next day in the morning, your workplace manager might be okay, but your home manager will be like, the kids have to be dropped to school.
Correct, and yes. That's right. Yeah. So, see, again, there are 2 parts, right? One, from CFA perspective, they always say, first your family, then work, then anything related to CFA. No one expects us to be there always. So sometimes there are times wherein I'll tell both the scenarios, both sides of my story. One, sometimes my body will say don't go, but my mind will say no, you have to go. Sometimes that's what I might be a bit tired, but still I'll turn out for a call as long as I'm not having any fatigue or anything. I'll manage that. But there are cases I might not be able to go, because I'm not feeling well or something. At the time I don't turn out.
But on an average, I mean, I can rarely count how many adrenaline rush incidents I've been in. But whichever one I've been in, I for sure cannot come back and fall asleep. Is your body now used to this? How long does it take for you after an incident to fall asleep?
Maybe once I come back half an hour, I should be able to go back to sleep after that. Maybe, as you rightly mentioned, my body got used to it now. So that could be another reason. Yeah. Maybe half an hour or 40 minutes. You should be able to go back to sleep.
You can fall asleep.
But again, it depends on the time of the night, right? If I come back home around 6 o'clock, I won't sleep. Because I have to get up, and then, as you mentioned, I have to drop the kids and other stuff. I will end up doing those things.
Right.
But yeah, so it depends on the time of the night or time of the hour. I'll take a call accordingly and then sleep. Yeah.
So what is luxury for you? If you get a day where there is nothing happening, you get a full night's sleep. Is that a luxury?
Yeah, that is a luxury.
Wake up at the night,
No, that's a luxury. As you rightly mentioned. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes we won't get any calls at all. Depends how people are doing things around and other things as well makes a difference. But yeah, sometimes we do get calls. Yeah.
And jokes apart though, but what's the most common time when calls do come? I mean, if you have that kind of statistics.
My theory sometimes may not be correct, but what I have sometimes observed is the 2 and 3 o'clock is the time frame I have seen some calls coming
at night.
That could be because of alarms coming, because the cleaners are cleaning, in commercial environments, the cleaners clean all those places and all during that time, or 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes. So they might do something wrongly, and then that will generate an alarm and other things. So I've seen few things around that. And early mornings, sometimes accidents and other stuff, that's what we see.
Actually, thanks for calling that out. Well, you did mention that, mentally, because our realm is only residential, I was only thinking in that sense, residential or retail, everything is closed.
Correct. But still, you get calls.
You would get calls at
but that's what, right? That is not the correct statistics. Emergencies can happen at any time.
Correct.
So that is where the response time and other things will come into picture. And SCS, we do get calls anytime. It can be a tree or a cat on the drain or whatever it is, or cat on the tree. We do get calls for that as well. Only difference is with SCS, the response time is a bit relaxed unless it's a priority 1 job. But in CFA, there is a SLA.
So, since we have this segue now, let's get into it. And you are incidentally both, and you also mentioned that even CFA, you do get calls for other emergencies. Help us understand SES.
So SES is more around flood and storm-related response.
Okay.
Yeah, CFA is known to fires, fire response and other things. But if there is anything, any rescue or accidents, both the agencies get paged to. But the amount of calls that CFA get paged to for an incident is more when compared to SES from a cleanup and other things perspective. SES will be more getting paged for on a rescue perspective, or say for example, providing support services. If there is
so they automatically prioritize when that call comes to you. Like let's say there is a fire in a place. That will probably be the highest priority versus the cleanup of an accident might be.
From a job perspective, it's all same. But when we go the cleanup job might be a little bit less priority when compared to another job. But again, if you think in a different way, right? Cleanup means there is some traffic blocking and other things happening. So that is also a priority. So anything is a priority.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that is a
so if there's an accident on the street and on the freeway and we see, so you might get paged for something like that also.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry. So coming back to SES.
Yeah. So in a SES perspective, it is less because some of them flood means something is happening like storm or anything. So we get more time to think and then respond. That's the only difference. Not much difference apart from that. But say if there is an accident rescue or say a child locked in a car or something like that, if they want SES, that is a priority 1 job. So that will have that rush and other things. But some of the jobs will be a bit less time constrained when compared to CFA.
Okay. Sorry, some just vague thought coming in my head. Of course, a pet is very special for everyone. But then sometimes do you really kind of there is a pet lost, and does that cross your mind? I mean, like, is this?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't think so. I've responded to a pet lost thing, but yeah, if there is something like that, yes, we get paged too. And I have a dog as well, so definitely that will come to the mind.
So that comes to, yeah. But I mean, sorry, I'm not. I don't have a pet, so I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything. But at the end of the day, these are state emergency services. This is public money. So sometimes, personally, I feel like, I really want to call when there is a pet lost or something.
Yeah.
But sorry, I don't want to go in that direction. But what I was trying to understand was, you might get called for anything.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I'm slightly digressing here, but sometimes even when you call 000, right, you might be calling 000 for even the smallest of the things, because you feel that this is available.
Correct. Yeah.
And that call does hit you. How do you put a closure to things of this nature? I mean, is it easier to finish that off, or does a feedback of some sorts go later that we should be more careful of filtering this or something like that?
I don't think so, because for the operators, it's like another call. So they will page us, and then we go have a look, and then like whatever that is required to do for that, or whatever that is not required to do for the job, we finish it and then come back. That's it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, so this is quite a fascinating set of skills that you have. I just want to stick a little bit more on the SES and the first emergency responder part that you mentioned. Yeah. We understand medical related. Just to complete the picture, can you help us understand what else is covered in it? What other kind of emergencies do exist?
So yeah, apart from this fire, floods and all, like medical response is another thing. As I mentioned, I'm part of something called Good Samaritan. So that will like responding to any medical related emergencies and other stuff. But apart from that, like if you leave all these things aside, emergencies can be anything else. Like there could be like any hazardous material that we will have. Like say for example, hazardous material can be anything like fuel can be a hazardous material, or any chemical leak and other things. Those all will also come under the response criteria. Though, like in some cases, we don't get paged for that. There are like specialized people who gets paged for that, but that is within the same.
It's almost like, if this spot a bomb.
Correct. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So those things, like again, kick pole and others, police and other people will be there obviously. Correct. But we will be there more from a fire protection, containing or fire protection perspective. So maybe like a standby response sort of thing will be there. And otherwise, like anything related to during summer season, like bushfires is the main thing that we get responded to.
Correct.
And other agencies, they do come and support on accommodation, like making us sleep somewhere, like having the tents and other things and all. So that is where like other supporting agencies will come and help, or feeding us probably, or giving some food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those kind of things. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, what I want to do is, I want to draw see if there is the obvious parallel between the two streams of work that you do, right? One on the IT side, and I'll club fire and SES in the same bucket here.
Sure.
For the sake of this, I'm sure this is an often asked question for you, but still help us understand. Do you see parallels between the two?
Yeah, if you no one has asked this question, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time. Okay. So I'm just thinking how to put it. See, yes, there are like some parallelism, right? Again,
because you're firefighting in both sides in a way.
Yeah, that's what. Like, I'll come to that. So work-wise, yes, we face a lot of issues at work, not from a people perspective, but more from an IT technical perspective. So obviously, firefighting is there. So here it's a real firefighting. But when you ask about other parallelisms, right? Obviously, when we respond to a call, planning. So we have like project planning, or like any basic planning and other stuff that we have. And some of the things I could correlate. That's what I'm trying to say. There might be other things as well. People will or might be able to think about. But in my thinking, you here, like in IT side, we respond to or like we report to a manager or a project manager sort of thing. In this case of like SCS or fire, especially in the CFA perspective, we do have like lieutenants, like whom we report to.
You are one.
In this case, like I'm a lieutenant, so it's not like actual reporting, but like we are the first point of contact for them
on the incident, at least, right?
On the incident, we have something called crew leader who takes care of that, and crew leader will report or not report. Like if there are like 2 or 3, if it's a big incident, there is someone called incident controller. So that incident controller is nothing but the initiative lead who is running the show for that particular initiative. In this case, it's not an initiative, rather it's an incident. So he's an incident controller. And next level is depending on, again, if it's a big bushfire and all, and if there are multiple people or multiple appliances there, we segregate that into like different sectors. you can call it as like units probably, and then fight the fire and then do it. So for each and every of them, there will be something called a sector commander, similar to our delivery managers or senior project managers.
Correct.
So those are some of the correlations. But from actual work perspective, it is nothing but pure planning, applying the right thing at the correct time, and then more than doing all these things, it's always like your own protection first. Saving lives and property or saving others is important, no doubt about it, but doing it safely for your own self. First, you have to go back home, and your crew have to go back home.
Correct.
That's the thing we follow,
right.
And that's there across all the agencies. So your safety and your crew safety, because they're all a team or I don't know, colleagues or whatever it is.
Correct.
And some of the cases we do as a family. So those things are important, and in our case, it's like our team is important. In IT, it's our team is important. We don't leave the team for anything.
Correct.
So that's the thing. So it's more about team working and then doing it in the right way and no shortcuts.
And that's an interesting point that you mentioned. Right? I had it as a note here as well, because from the sound of it, firefighting, or maybe I'll leave SES out for a minute because SES could be a one-person job sometimes. But the firefighting is at least a team
minimum
work,
2 to 3 people minimum
are needed, right?
Yeah.
So would you say that our IT work can sometimes be different? It could be any individual.
Correct.
So would you say that you're becoming more and more adept to team working? Is that your preference, or you still see that there is enough teamwork I do here at work? Leave me alone. I want to work as an individual contributor.
No, I would not say that. Even at work, like without my team, I can't really deliver anything.
So you want to. So that's really becoming ingrained in you.
Correct,
You see yourself as a team.
Yeah, more about inclusion.
Wonderful.
Or like taking. So one of my mentor used to say, when my team grows, I grow. So it is like that. So that is everywhere I apply the thought process.
Correct.
Obviously, I do my individual contribution as well within the team. But I feel that being a team, there is a saying like together everyone achieves more. Like when multiple people work, obviously we'll be able to contribute more and deliver more.
Sure. So of course there are IT processes as well. When we try to size, not everything that we get into IT is a fire, so to say. Just to be clear, even if you look at it as a project, right? And I'm saying this on a lighter note. One sure shot thing is that you'll always get lesser assets than you want. Right?
That's right.
So if you say that I need 10, you'll be given only 5.
Yeah.
Is this something that you see here as well, or how do you size up a team? For example, there is a fire, you have this SLA in which time frame you have to go there, but you don't have a team. What do? Do you wait for it, or you just go there?
That's a massive difference between what we actually do in IT and here. There, like as you rightly mentioned, if you ask for 10 resources, they might give only 8 or Correct. 5 in some cases as well, right? But Correct. Here, if you ask for like support, like more people will come.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is where like our the CAT system that I was talking about. Whether any agency, like if you require more support, obviously more support will be provided.
So you size it up front. You say that to start this, I need at least this much. If this Correct. Is not happening, are you authorized or within your limits to say you won't go because you don't have team?
No, I mean, we have to ask for it. Definitely, that is where the crew leader's job will come into picture. So, and the experience that will come into picture as well. So if you think that there is a big job that requires additional appliances or additional crew members, that will be asked for, and then generally they will provide.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. So the point I'm also hearing here is that you are getting into that kind of a team mindset. You're getting into that kind of a planning mindset in terms of how you approach.
That's
right. You did talk about mindset. So you did say that the mental strength is absolutely important. Help us understand about the physical strength aspect of it. What kind of physical strength is required actually, or is it more about bulking up, or what happens on that kind of a scenario, right? When it comes to physical strength, because this can strain you on both ends, I believe.
That's correct.
Mentally and physically.
Oh, definitely. Like, but you don't need to be a bodybuilder like me. You can be like a normal person. I'm just joking.
No, of course you are.
No, you don't need to be like a bodybuilder, but it's more around having that stamina and other things to do the job. But again, that is where like the teamwork will come into picture again. So if on the fire ground or on the job, if I'm not able to do something because of my physical limitation, we generally call it out without any hesitation. And additional people will come and help or provide support for you to do the job in an easier way. So some amount of physical strength is required, but you don't need to be like a bodybuilder to do this.
Okay. And as a best practice, then is there some essential expectation that they have? Like, okay, you might have XYZ gym membership, you have to do this, or these kind of training setups you have to do from an endurance fitness or a stamina fitness perspective?
There's nothing like that. Again, the staff will have all those things, or the paid people will have, but we don't have as such that kind of limitations and the other stuff or constraints. But it is expected that you'll be able to at least have the minimum basic strength or fitness to do the job, because as part of our training and every year assessment and other things happen, but those are like minimum basic things, whether it is a CS or CFA, the minimum basic test or the skill test will happen. But apart from that, it's more about on a job, like, because for example in the case of fires, you don't want to get dehydrated and then have other things like heat stroke and other stuff and all. So on a hot day, like how we tell the public that you need to be hydrated by drinking more water and other things, we follow that as well.
Now, I know it started on the IT side, and I have a couple of questions, but I'll come back to it. But this one question is kind of really popping up in my head. Do you remember the first time you walked into a fire?
Yeah, I have attended few fires, but like the first one or the biggest job that I had was one of the house fires. It's a 2-story house, and I believe it was around again, going with the timings, around 3 or 4 in the morning. That was the biggest house fire, the first big fire I attended.
During COVID time?
Before COVID, I believe. Around that incident happened like 5 or 6 years before, and 3 people passed away in that fire as well. So that was the first one. And second one that I went, which that was more strenuous, was, we call it as strike teams. Strike teams, nothing but we get deployed if there is a big fire. We get deployed. The first big strike team that I went was in MSW in 2019 fires.
You get called for something?
Yeah,
like
sometimes
that?
we get deployed to different locations as well.
The bushfires that happened.
Bushfires and all. Yeah, in NSW there was like big fires around 2019.
Correct.
So I was there as part of 2 or 3 strike teams. Yeah, so I went there. Those are like bit strenuous and those are like big fires, I would say, because that was my first strike team. So it was bit strenuous and
Did you hesitate? Were you like?
Yeah, initially I was like not scared, but like taking off from work and leaving the family and then going. That was bit. I was thinking twice before going, but like I got like good experience out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But help me understand that frame of mind in you when you said that, okay, I have to jump into the fire. Is there a certain adrenaline, I have to learn how to say this word, adrenaline rush in you that you're able to do that?
Oh, definitely that adrenaline.
Or it's a training, or what is it?
See, definitely adrenaline rush would be there for anyone when they see something different. That would be there. But I generally try to be a bit calm and then compose myself. Try not to bring the adrenaline, because with that you will be able to do something without knowing what's your physical or like what's your limitation is. So I try to being a bit calm and composed myself. But yeah, definitely those things will come into picture, and that will also add or provide the help to do whatever that you have to do.
Correct.
But apart from that, it's mainly the training and the regular practice or skills maintenance that we do on a regular basis. That is what helps us to do the job.
It's a training, really.
That's correct. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So you talked about the readiness aspect. You talked about all right. Now, just to lighten things up a bit, how do people respond when you say, especially in India, back home, when you say that you're a plain Jane IT professional, but you're also a firefighter? What kind of responses do you get?
First, about like how family think, right? Oh, you don't need to do those kind of things. Why do you want to do all those things? Is the first question. Especially
your mother would be like,
my mother was like, why do you want to do that? Even like after because I started this after I get married. My wife also was saying, why do you want to do all these things? But like now she's also part of CFA. She's a non-operational member or administration sort of person. Right. But that was the first question. Why do you want to do that? You don't need to like really do all those things. Just to mind your own business. Do what you are there for. Just do the work. What will happen? Something wrong happens. Those kind of it's not scariness, but more about reservation sort of thing. Those kind of things were there. Yeah, definitely those pushback was there.
But now I'm sure that perception has changed and you're more a hero for all of them.
Correct, yeah. The perception has changed and here like a lot of people know me because of that. And especially my kids, they like any other kid, like they like the fire truck and other things. So they do come and help us.
Do you have those kids at work kind of a day and all?
Yeah, we do have like, and if there is a community event, like there are like few big community events that we do. From any agency's perspective, and they do come and help as well in any fundraisers or fund collection and other things and all. They do come and help.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. But do you have those kind of things, like, because I think you're absolutely right that the next generation, and I'll also come to the point of women, But the next generation really needs to be trained on these things, right? Especially that this is a volunteer work, you can volunteer, do more for the society. So what kind of events do you all do in that sense? So the fireman is always a certain, held at a very high pedestal by kids.
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah. See, there are two parts to it, right? One is the kids or like anyone in the family should know some of this basic stuff so that will be useful for them at any point in time. Second thing, from a kid's perspective, yes, some of the agencies, they do have like junior programs wherein the kids come and participate and then contribute as well. And I believe that is where like we bring or give them some responsibility to do some things, and then they also learn how it works in a corporate culture, right? So yeah, in that way they learn to network and they learn more things on how to be a good Samaritan. I'm not saying kids who are not doing are not like that, but some of the kids getting involved in these kind of things will learn more.
Correct.
And then see how they can learn different things, like more the life skills. Absolutely. Or like the skills that are required for them to take care of themselves in case of an emergency.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what's the right age to expose them to all this?
Anything above junior brigades or junior members can be there from age 13 or 14. Like any
so just like in school, for I think it's for boys and girls, but mostly boys when they do the scouts.
Correct, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So is there something similar where they can opt for the CFA or
junior junior brigades are there, or junior there are like units or brigades who have junior members, and they don't like get involved in the actual firefighting, but they do all the other things like to support the actual firefighters.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then but they get to learn a lot of these skills as well.
Correct.
Like say for example, it could be anything basic from climbing the ladder, right? We all know how to climb the ladder, but doing it in the right way that is safe, those kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that kind of a height.
Correct, yeah. That's right. Yeah. So those kind of things they get to learn.
Correct.
And there are brigades or units who encourage junior people to come and join as well and then contribute.
Fantastic. So is your son also looking forward to that?
He's part of scouts already. And then, but anyway, in Point Cook, like in our brigade, we don't have a junior brigade. But as I mentioned, like he comes and helps whenever there is any big events. He comes and helps on few things.
Oh, wonderful.
And not only the elder one, the younger one also comes and helps.
Wonderful.
Like from when he was, now he's 6, younger one is 6. So he used to come from when he was 4 years old.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
very nice. And that, when they're looking up, all these things will automatically happen.
That's right.
To the second point about, women, right? And this is coming from a pure place of ignorance, but again, we always end up saying fireman, right? So how is that? Like are women more actively participating?
Oh, yeah.
Can they? Are there some limitations that you see, or now they are? They really feel empowered to do everything?
No, I would not say they are less or anything. They are like equally empowered.
Correct.
That's why we call it as firefighters, not firemen or firewomen.
Correct. And this is again the what is ingrained in our head in a way, right? The perception that absolutely has to change.
No, they are like equally empowered. Again, they are not getting any different trainings. Whatever we get trained, they are also doing. And when it comes to a job, everyone does the same kind of work. Right. So, and we contribute in the same way. There might be some limitations, but that is where like we help each other, and that limitation is there even with men. So that's why like we work as a team and then help each other to get the job done.
Correct. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Switching gears slightly to the SES part, because again, that can be extremely wide a range, right?
Yep.
How do you keep upskilling yourself when it comes to, let's say we only talk of medical, let's ignore the other side of emergencies for a minute, but if you talk purely of the medical side, there is just so much in that, right?
Yep.
How do you keep upskilling yourself there? Again, is there some similar kind of trainings that you have to do?
So there also we do have like regular trainings. Again, every week we have trainings. So
you have a calendar that you publish in terms of, this week is this week is.
Yeah, we do have like I have like my own set of standard activities that I do on weekdays after office hours. Obviously, not impacting the work. So like we do have, from SES perspective, we do have like training nights. Again, that runs from 7 till night 9:30 or 10. So it runs like pretty much all the weeks. We do like again upgrading of our skills. It can be anything like climbing up the roof, or using a chainsaw, or like doing something else, or carrying or sandbagging in case of any floods and other responses. We do pretty much everything.
So. And when you talked of the New South Wales incident, obviously now makes sense that you could be called anywhere. But within our perimeter here, the Werribee, etc., are we really prone to all these things? Be it a lot of bushfires or floods,
in some areas.
etc.
Yeah, floods I would say less, except for the Werribee River and the other side of Werribee. But fire perspective, yes, we do have like a lot of areas, like especially during summer season, there are like a lot of open areas still.
Bushfires,
Yeah, bushfires. Not exactly in Point Cook, because Point Cook, like, like it's all jam packed
Correct,
nowadays.
correct, yeah.
But like other neighboring areas are there. Like even if you go to the outskirts, not outskirts, I should not say outskirts, but if you go to the end of Saltwater Promenade,
Right.
like there is a like big
Absolutely. Yeah.
forest area, or like at least bush area. We do get calls from there sometimes. Like still, like wherever open paddocks are there, we do get like calls for bushfires and other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe not big as like NSW fires, but we do get.
Yeah. And not just NSW, but this is not that wooded, if I would use that term.
Yeah, but so like there are few grassland areas here also.
Correct.
Still like not developed. So those areas we might get calls.
Which can,
yeah.
Fair enough. One last question on the technology and this front, and then we'll move on to the other aspects. But the technology is obviously impacting every area, right? And you work in the cutting edge and the forefront there as well. Do you see any crisscross happening on this side? Are you able to bring in more technology elements on this side? I briefly talked about a drone, but you said that is not in place.
Yeah.
But what else is possible in a space of first emergency responder or firefighting, especially from a technology or even AI, if I could use that term?
No, actually, like when I initially told there is no drones, it's not like we are not using drones for actual firefighting yet here. That I was saying from that perspective. But like currently, drones are being used for like identifying what we call as root cause, right? Those kind of things. So drones are being used, and also like in case of fire investigation or identifying hotspots and all, like drones have been, or we have started using drones.
So you mean this is post everything?
Post, or like during in case of like big fires, like forest fires and all, those are used to identify where the hotspots could be, because drone has like more coverage. So drones are being used in those kind of things, wherein there are like specially skilled drone operators who are like trained for identifying those kind of stuff. Yeah, so drones are being used. There is some amount of AI or like the thought process is there, but like because it's more of physical activities, those kind of things are not yet being used. But still, like from a technology perspective, the training advancements they have made, like more digital trainings and all those things are there now in place.
That is fine.
Yeah.
But where I was thinking of, and apologies, I've probably not done any research on this, but I thought I'll ask you directly. Like, for example, first of all, one factor to note is that, it's extreme temperature. So, you can't just go really close because everything will get fried, right?
Yeah.
You might probably not even have a robot that can get into the fire because even that will get fried.
That's correct. Yeah.
But where is there potential that AI is now able to kind of scan it from a certain distance, or there is a certain kind of vision that comes in which is able to penetrate through the fire so that you are able to spot any humans or life in it, and then therefore help you with your planning, saying that you might need X kind of planning.
That kind of thing is there, and also apart from that, like CFA or like any agency, they're using advanced analytics. So based on like some previous history and other things, that is where like ML and other things are also coming to picture to identify the weather outlook and making us more prepared. So again, say for example, when it comes to preparedness, right, that is where like we use. So now around the month of April, May timeframe, the overall using all this data that they have, using all the AI and ML metrics, they release something called bushfire outlook, and then based on that, it will help all the units or all the brigades to plan for the bushfire preparation and training. So, for example, this time already we started the bushfire training. Generally, sometimes it happens a bit late, but we started this bit early this time because they are expecting the summer could be a bit more hot when compared to last year. So we have started the preparation and training and other things so that we will be ready to get responded in case if there are any big fires.
Sure.
So we use those kind of metrics or like those kind of things from a technology perspective to make ourselves prepared. And some of the tools are being used, like example, drones are being used in order to identify things where we cannot directly reach in a physical way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So now we'll change the gear a bit, and then I'll be asking you a few things towards the concluding part from a messaging perspective. Justice of peace. All of us know justice of peace, or we remember the justice of peace only when we want some document to be attested.
Correct. Yeah.
I would like to believe that there is far more than that you do, or what is your responsibility, so to say. So help us understand that aspect of it. What does it take to become one?
It's
and
like
what does it mean to stay one?
Okay. Staying, will come to that second one. So becoming a justice of peace, it's more about like again, I consider like anything, if I'm taking something, I'll be committed to that role. To become a justice of peace, generally the process is slightly changed now. Now it's like more around, at least within Victoria, they advertise as a in the Victorian careers website that if there is a requirement to intake JPs.
Okay.
So then you have to apply for it, submit your like standard resume and other things, or your short biodata. Then once you submit it, it's more around. They call you for an interview to understand why you want to become a JP. Then the second one would be what are the things that you need to do. Like they will just do a background check and other stuff and all, and ensure that you're all okay from those kind of stuff.
Do you need to take it?
Yeah. It must be something to get a signature.
Okay.
I don't have a number saved, so it must be for someone to get a signature.
Okay.
So, and then they will give training and other stuff. But to become a JP, it's more about applying and then waiting for it. Whenever there is an intake, they will call you, then attend a small interview, then a training. And then once you are all clear from that perspective, there is a small assessment, not an exam, assessment to ensure that you have understood everything correctly. And then go to the magistrate's court and then take an oath in order to say that like you will follow all the principles and the things correctly.
Correct.
That is a process, high level process.
Because in a way, the JP is really a gateway to many. What's the right word? Legal things that happen around us, right?
That's right.
So you're the custodian of that in a way.
Correct.
So in that sense, there is a huge responsibility that the government is entrusting on you, right? On the face of it, you can just see that, oh, I have a document, sign it, because by and large, all of us are doing things in the right way.
Correct. Yeah.
But there could be that 1% or 2% of people who are trying to fraud you.
Correct. Yeah.
And you have to be the guardian of that.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, you have instances like that?
Sometimes if I see again, like I try to do the right thing. I should not say I try. I do the right thing when it comes to any of the roles that I'm performing. The second thing is, if I'm not happy with the document, I say no. I can't just do because that person is from the community or my community or something. Because like that is like exactly. That's what like when we take an oath, that's what we say to the magistrate or the judge or whoever it is, saying that we follow everything correctly as part of the legal terms, and I ensure that I follow that without anything. So if I am not happy with the document, I say no. And if I have some doubts, I call to my supervisor and then check with them as well.
You have a supervisor?
I mean, there is a coordinator or like there are experienced people. There's no supervisor, but
okay.
I try to call. I'm a member of an association called Royal Victorian Association of Honorary Justice. So I call one of them and then check with them whether I'm doing it the right thing or not. But to answer your question, if I don't, if I'm not happy with the documentation being produced, I say no. Yeah, I say no. And you also asked about another question: what does it require to stay? It's more about commitment. That's all. Like being committed and then being available when people ask you. So,
because this is not a justice of peace. I know that there are some places where we can find the name,
correct,
but more often than not, we get to know justice of peace by just asking around.
Correct. Yeah.
You talk in your public group, and from now on, I'm going to add your name also.
Sure.
So this becomes how we get to know, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But it's not like it's a published place where I go, I put in a request, and then I get pointed to a JP. It's nothing like that. There are JPs around.
There are a website. There is now Victorian government has sorry to cut you off, but Victorian government has published something called Find a JP website. There you can go and then based on the postcode or something, you can find a JP. But like because coming from IT background, I run my own website, and then I have like a calendar for people to book the appointments, and then I have done it in a bit more like I started that as a passion because sometimes people call me at any time, so I'd ask them to book an appointment and then do it. Like in fact, like I have like 2 appointments to meet 2 people after 5 o'clock today. Yeah, so
fair enough.
So I do it in that way, so a bit professionally.
Yeah.
But again, whether it's easy to follow or not, because sometimes people do book appointments and then they don't come or like change it because of personal reasons.
Yeah.
So
Being
accommodative, which
that's the thing, right? When sometimes things are sadly free, people don't have that kind of respect anymore.
Correct.
Like, I forgot.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
what do you mean? Like here's look at you. You're far busier than anybody else. And if you're able to take out time for them, that they have to honor that.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. But is that it, or is there anything else that a GP does?
Mainly it's the attestation of documentation, checking the right documents and other things, or doing like anything on the power of attorney, or sign bills and other stuff, and we can sign like or being a witness for like any of the documents related to marriage certificates and other things and all. But like for me, it's more around like
the service
helping the people when they are in need.
Correct.
Especially like during COVID time and all, I have seen like people asking for documents, because we all know at the time it was like a lot of people have to travel emergency
Correct.
in an emergency way and other things, and also helping at the time is what I think makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Being available. Yeah.
So in between all this, you are finding time for Mridangam with your son. I believe it's the elder
Elder
son.
one, yeah.
How old is he?
He's 12.
He's 12.
Yeah.
Okay. How does that happen? Since when have you been learning?
It's been like, I believe, 4 or 5 years I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm just learning only, not in a professional or anything. But it's like, again,
When you say professional, what do you mean? You're learning from a professional?
I'm learning from a professional, but
Okay.
I'm not like fully
Alright.
trained yet.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just
the way
learning.
you have explained right now, I'm sure you will get there also.
I'll try, but I just started like, I used to go in my early childhood, I wanted to learn something. At the time I didn't get an opportunity, but now like my son is learning, I used to go and sit with him for like 1 or 2 hours. I thought like, why can't I also learn?
Correct.
Utilizing that time rather than I'm learning from a person called Balashri Rasaya. And now like we have also like to help some of these budding artists. We have started a platform called Kaladara as well. It's a not-for-profit again, wherein like people from western suburbs can come and join us, and then like get into like we offer them opportunity to participate and other things, like or do some performances, because not always we'll get an opportunity to perform. So we try to do.
So have a look. There is one more thing that has gotten added into the set of things that Karthik does. Okay, but your son also learns from the same group.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's do you all have a jugalbandi at home sometime?
Not that much, but we have done like my wife sings Carnatic music, so like we have done, whether she likes or not, I have to sit with her, or I like her singing or not, I have to sit.
No, I was about to ask that. I mean, luckily because she's into it now, it is okay. Otherwise, if both of you just start playing, she will kick you out of the house.
That's correct. Yeah. Otherwise, also like I am always outside the house most of the times because of other things.
And then you come inside and start
and
playing this.
That's all. I have to find a bed inside the garage, or find a meeting room, fire station, or in the office, a meeting room, and then have a small bedroom there.
So in case sometimes we see, I'm just joking by the way, if we see Karthik sleeping in the office, we know why.
That's right. No, but like to be honest, like she supports me a lot. Without her support and the kids' support, I won't be able to do all these things.
Absolutely,
definitely. But there is a lot of support from my wife Ranjani, and with the kids also. But I ensure that I do all the dishes and other things and all at the right time to ensure that I get the brownie points to go out.
Fair enough. So you have you're COVID trained that way. You do that. You are still maintaining.
Yeah, sometimes I do all the cleaning and other things. And
is there any weekly certification you have to go through there? Or?
Nothing like that. No, it's not that complex.
That rigorous. Okay.
But it's not easy also. If you're not cleaning correctly, then you get a small smack on the hand or something like that.
Correct. That is more hurtful than jumping into a fire.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Okay. But we talked about this. You have still not gone to. You had added 2 or 3 more things when we were talking. So you said there is some Point Cook action group.
Yeah.
Firstly, tell me before I go into the details of that. Do you really love jumping into such fires? Where you're just going and finding things that you can be a part of.
It's not like that.
Or does this naturally happen? I'm asking this in a half joking way. I really honor the kind of work that you're doing, but it looks like you really get attracted to
maybe some niche areas probably. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, and I was doing that as part of quite some time, wherein again we used to have like a lot of local issues. One is crime, and second thing is
still we have.
Yeah, still we have, and a lot of other things more from no proper public transport, no proper like roads and other things and all.
You're talking from the early 2015-16 time.
When I moved here, like traffic used to be a major problem. Now also it's there, but it's not that bad.
As bad. Yeah.
But yeah, that is where like it was like mainly done by like one other person before, Bob, but he passed away now, unfortunately. So then like some of the like-minded people, we are all part of Point Cook Action Group, and then we are trying to do whatever we can by talking to the local MPs or ministers.
Sure.
And other people and all, advocating to do the right thing. Because again, when it comes to election, people do say that they will do something, but we are trying to understand what they really want to do and how it will be helpful for the local taxpayers and the residents.
This might be a bit of a technical point, but for those of you who understand Point Cook electorally, Point Cook is an extremely divided electorate, right?
Yeah.
So in this instance, when you say Point Cook, does it mean it's really Point Cook, or there are certain, because for example this part, the upper Point Cook, just the upper Point Cook,
it's
not part of the larger Point Cook.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
We are part of, for all practical purposes, we are very big.
Very big. Yes. Correct. Right? That's right. Yeah.
So in this kind of a divided concept, when you say Point Cook, it means Point Cook
Point Cook,
and any challenge that we have, for example, if we have a community that's going on, we can reach out to you or the Point Cook Action Group and be a part of it?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's for entire Point Cook.
Okay. And if we have issues, we reach out to you in a way, and then we can figure out how we can collaborate with you, leverage the
the contacts that we have, and we'll try to provide whatever support we can, or at least take it to the right people, whether it can be any of the councillors or MPs or anyone else.
And what is it that you do as part of it? Are there any roles there, or all of you just kind of?
So we do have because it's a not-for-profit, there is a bit of roles, but we all do the same thing. Again, just for namesake, we need to have a role. So till now I have been assistant secretary, but this time I have been elected as a president of Point Cook Action Group.
Right, right. Wonderful.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
What you will do as part of that in terms of some meetups?
Yeah, we do have regular meetings once in a month, and wherein sometimes we do invite councillors to come and talk to us and other things, or sometimes the MP and other people. But yeah, it's more around, we try to have it every month, but again, everyone is busy. So if not every month, we try to have once in 2 months or something like that.
Fair enough.
We used to meet regularly in person before COVID, but again, now it's more of online meetings or hybrid meetings.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You also talked of Neighborhood Watch. I'm trying to remember if I missed anything, but Neighborhood Watch you definitely mentioned.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is, I think most of us are aware of that.
Yeah.
But what is it that you do as part of it?
Yeah, I'm less active on Neighborhood Watch nowadays, but still I used to participate in all the safe plate vehicle safe plate changes and other things and all, and we used to have our own Facebook group wherein if there are any crimes or anything happening, we post that there for awareness of people, not in the wrong way, but how people can safeguard their houses and other things and all. And then we work with Bigpol. There are community liaison officers. We attend meeting every quarter, then try to bring in all those things, all the whatever that is required to help them, and also take some inputs from them on how we can address some of these things to help people, but not taking the tools on our hand to do the wrong thing, but doing it in the right way.
Doing it. Fair enough.
So we do have meetings once in a quarter with Bigpol. And then we talk to them about some of the estates. So it's not only me, there are other representatives from different estates, and then we meet them on a regular basis.
Yeah, correct.
Karthik got a call to attend to a fire, continuing the conversation another day.
Welcome back, Karthik.
Thanks, Sanjeev.
I know you had to rush out the other day for an incident. I hope everything okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was just a small fire in the park.
Okay.
But yeah, it was all under control within a few minutes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thanks to the good job that you all are doing, that we can stay safe.
Thank you.
We are anyways coming to the concluding part of our podcast. Usually what I do is I do a very quick round of a rapid fire.
Okay.
So you have to keep your answers rapid.
Okay.
Whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay.
And they're not very tough ones, something that if you can handle fire, this is nothing.
Okay.
So rapid fire is no issue.
Okay.
All right. What is more stressful, a 2 a.m. work-related call or a 2 a.m. fire alarm call?
2 a.m. work-related call is more stressful.
All right, so fire you have figured out.
Yeah, it's easy.
Work, you have no idea what happens.
Yeah,
there.
we don't know why you're getting called at 2 a.m. I mean, in fire also you get called for some reason.
Yeah.
But at least I feel the work is more stressful than the actual fire call.
Something that I'm sure you would not have thought we would hear it that way. All right. One word your SES or fighter crew would describe you.
They say that always available. Even at work they say I'm always available. So
Fantastic.
That's what they say most of the times.
So that's what it is. 24/7 you're alert and available. That's beautiful. So then the next question is logical. Coffee or Red Bull before a long night like that?
I have never tasted Red Bull so far, so it's always a coffee.
But coffee helps you to stay alert also that way?
Yeah. It is good. Okay. So I prefer coffee. I have never tasted filter coffee probably. Extra hot.
Okay.
And flat white.
Flat white. Yeah. All right. So that is the secret. Coffee is the secret of your energy.
Correct. Yeah. Of your availability. To be honest, it's been 15 years or more than 15 years in Australia. I have never tasted Red Bull.
Red Bull yet. No. Good. I'm glad you haven't. There's no need to. All right. How do you explain your double life to an 8-year-old?
Okay. Good question. I'll say, do what is required and do the right thing. That's what I would say. And do whatever you can to the community. Okay. That's what we in Sanskrit we say, Koropa karam idam shariram. So whatever you can, just do it. And I also follow that. That's the only thing. That's what I tell to my
kids. It's a wonderful message, though I'm trying to figure out how my 8-year-old will try to understand this. Yeah. But it's a wonderful message nonetheless. We have to tell them that do what you can. Correct. Your body can be stretched to whatever level, right? Don't put limitations on it. Correct. Wonderful. What fighting skills helps you at home with a fight? In the sense, You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah, just be calm.
With your spouse.
Just be calm.
Be calm.
Just listen whatever they say.
Okay, but that is the spouse. What about kids? If you have to stop them from fighting or something.
I'll go sometimes a bit aggressive, like just
go
to
with
tell
a fire
them.
hose.
No, not like that, but like at least try to tell them in a bit higher tone, so that they don't do it. And that's what we do at Fireground as well, because it's too much happening on the around, and too much noise and other things. So we yell, actually we shout, not like yell in the sense in a wrong way, but shout so that others can listen to you. That's what I follow at home.
So what the fireman wants to tell us here is that the firemen are also very sensitive to what kind of fire it is. So they know what is a big fire, they know what is a fire where they can, so be alert. That's the thing. And be aware of the fire that you're facing. All right. If you were a superhero, what is your superpower?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, my son asks why it takes time to go to a location because of traffic and things. I want to be like a Spider-Man so that I can carry him or teleport him from one place to other place. That's what I would say.
That is what superpower you would love.
Yeah.
And that will help you with both the works that you do in a way.
Correct, yeah. Or maybe like another thing, if I go a bit more logically, I should have the power to reverse the time so that some of the bad things that has happened can get into a good one. That's all I would say.
That's all.
Yeah.
No, that's a very noble one. Last one. What do you do for fun? What's your hobby? What's your spare time thing? What's your passion, if I could ask you that?
Yeah, if you ask me the passion, it's always like firefighting or like more onto the emergency response and other stuff. But otherwise, I do a lot of work at home, helping my wife on a few things. Plus,
you call that fun?
I have to do that to
you're on camera, so okay, fair.
I have to do that to ensure that I get the opportunity to go out and do other things.
Okay.
But otherwise, watch movies and other stuff. That's all.
Any recent movie you watched?
Yeah, I watched Amaran, which is a Tamil movie, which is about more on a person working as an army person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch Coolie as well?
Yeah, Coolie I have not watched yet, but yeah, I have to watch.
You intend to?
Planning to, depends on the feedback. But yeah, there is no time to go to the movies. And then so I have to wait for it comes from the Netflix or Prime
or something like that. Fair enough. Okay, wonderful. So those are pretty nice answers that you gave. Fairly rapid as well. So kudos on that. All right. So two things I want to end with, or rather three, I would say. Firstly, what's next for you? Because your passion to give back to the society is not going to stop. So is there anything else you have in mind in terms of what you want to do?
No, I don't have like anything special to get into politics or anything like that. But what I next is I just wanted to ensure that I have all the physical strength and mental strength to continue whatever I'm doing, whether it's whatever I'm part of at the moment. So I wanted to continue. That's what I would say. I pray God that I should have this physical and mental strength to continue till whatever time I can.
Absolutely. No, and we also pray the same to the God that you have that, and more importantly also because I think you're setting a great example. So especially for immigrants, it's obviously for anybody, but especially for immigrants, this is a great message that you're trying to put forward in terms of how we can be part of, integrate with the society and give back as well.
Sure.
So on that note, two last messages that I would like to ask, and you can doesn't matter which order, but I'll probably ask it like this. What advice is it that you would give all of us, especially as responsible citizens, as residents at home? What should we be careful of to ensure that we don't get into a situation? SES is a different issue, but at least from a fire perspective, we don't get into the situation.
Yeah, I would say like have like a fire escape plan. Like if something wrong happens, you know where to meet, and especially if you have like small kids at home, tell them what to do in case of an emergency. It can be anything. Like I tell my kids also, like if there is an emergency, whom to call, obviously 000 and what to tell and other things. Plus, if there is a fire at home, ensure that you know where to meet. And because like when we attend some house fires, we see that people get stuck near the doors because they don't know how to come and what time they have to come. Second thing is,
can you elaborate on that? What is the right place to meet? And
you should have like a escape plan. It can be anything on the front of the house or like a nearby place or something. You will see like in most of the offices or commercial premises, they do have like a meeting point from an evacuation plan perspective. Similar to that, it's better to have something at home.
Correct.
Second thing, always have your smoke alarms working. I know like there are cases because of the way we cook, we sometimes do some changes on the smoke alarms and other things, but I would say don't do that. Try to have like a working smoke alarm, do the checks every year to ensure that it's in a working order. That's what I would say are the two critical things, most important things from a home safety perspective.
Absolutely. I think the second one we are most of the times aware, but we might be lax sometimes. So the first one is a very important one.
Yep.
We never think of it in that sense that where will we assemble and so on.
That's right. Yeah.
And just to double click on that, you said about when to leave. So is there a when, or is it just as soon as you get a sense, you just head out?
As soon as you get a sense, I would say good.
You don't bother about any
that's
belongings.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Okay. The last message I want to ask is any message you want to give the audience, either from a CFA perspective or an SES perspective, but if people want to volunteer, if people want to be part, how do they start? What can they do? What are the options?
Oh, good question. See, there are like a lot of opportunities to contribute to the community. Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities when it comes to contributing to the community. So if you want to become a member with CFA or SES, you can go to our website, cfa.vic.gov.au or ses.vic.gov.au. Click on volunteering, and then there is a expression of interest form. You can select which locality you are from, and then you can submit the expression of interest, and then you can become a volunteer. But I would say like it need not be CFA or SES. It can be any organization. I would say even if you can like spend at least 1 hour per week also, that is more than enough, because we say that like little drops make a big ocean. So each and every little bit that you contribute physically or whatever other means that you can is going to definitely help the community. That's what I would say.
Absolutely fantastic. And on that wonderful note, Karthik, thank you so very much. And I especially also thank you for making time to come back. I know how important it is. You just got a call as well again. But thank you for sparing time. Thank you for passing on such wonderful messages. We wish you the very best for the many years to come, and may you continue serving society like this.
Sure. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me here.